Listen long enough, you can love me. I'll be just yours, you can hold me. Even let you undress my mind. Sacrifice and watch you convert through mine. I can give you what you need. Welcome to the chat, you guys. Badass Witch Live is in the building. What's up, Triana 407? Thank you guys for coming. Welcome, Stephanie. Hello, Angela. I'm well. How are you, honey? Take you far away. I'll make you feel alright. You got a great fit inside thing. So tonight, y'all, I always start when I get my 5 up in here, okay? So I had my 5. Y'all know that's my number. We're going to talk about the sadistic, bullying nature of the narcissist, okay? And we're going to talk about how the narcissist uses money and things to control you. What y'all know about that? So, you know, there's a saying, and I never quite understood it. You know, people say, you know, it's like taking candy from a baby. And I always thought that was kind of, you know, sadistic. It was cruel. Like only a narcissist would enjoy taking candy from a baby. Okay? So understand that, you know, we live in a narcissistic society. Okay, we have whole races and cultures of people who are narcissistic, okay, in their culture, in their belief system, in the way that they live their lives and treat other people. Okay, so listen and learn well. It's just like, you know, this begins in childhood, and I know everyone can relate to the bullying child that, you know, you might see a younger child or a weaker child who has, you know, some candy. They have something that they love or they enjoy, you know, some candy, a toy or something, you know. And they see the child enjoying their candy, their toy, whatever it is that they have that they love. And just this, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, you know, I know that by the time that this person, they are an adult, these people are like demonically possessed, okay? But you will see a child with that bullying nature in them, with the seed of it, even in childhood, that sadistic nature, and not all of us have it, okay? So, I've always noticed that there are people in the world who, are jealous hearted by nature, and some of us don't have that in us at all. Okay. So I've always noticed that difference. But the bullying child will go and, take that, they would take the toy or the candy or the popsicle or whatever it is from the weaker child. Okay. And enjoy watching the child cry because they know that they don't have power to take it, take it back, and they will withhold whatever it is that this child wants. Okay, they withhold it until that child meets some sort of demand that they have. Okay, so you see the beginnings of the manipulation and control of a narcissistic behavior in very early childhood. Okay, and we all have seen this. A bully. Okay, it happens in school, it happens in homes, between siblings. Parents withhold things and money and things from their children, even as they, even when they're adults. Uh, they withhold things as a form of control. Okay, so especially with the narcissistic spouse or mate that purchases their significant other. Um, the men with the trophy wives, the men with the concubine at home that they have purchased. She is usually subject to a stronghold of control over her that they don't talk about. You will see these women not really being free to dress the way they want to dress. Pay attention, because these women, they will never be allowed to show any cleavage. Their shirts and their blouses will be all the way up to the neck. They are very conscious of whether their clothes are revealing anything. Some of them are not even allowed to show their arms. Um, they are not allowed to have many outside relationships, friendships, anything other than that man. And if they have children, that's who their best friends are going to be, the children. They have to stay with the children, and the children have to stay with them, because as the children grow, get older, they become trained to watch uh, the slave, the victim, okay, which is usually a poor empath, okay, a very kind-hearted empath who cannot give up on the hope that this person has light within them. And yes, the mustard seed of light is there, but it will never overcome all of the darkness that they keep allowing to swallow it up. Now, if they were to feed the light, um, it is possible. Anything is possible, but the mustard seed is 1% of the blackness, okay, that is girdling its gestation. Therefore, you know what I'm saying? And the person, the disorder is set up in a way that anything that comes in that is trying to teach this person and help them elevate, they are going to fight against it. Okay. It is the disorder is a very self-destructive and self-sabotaging disorder, because again, we have to remember that a narcissist is a human being, is a person who has allowed their ego, okay, to completely consume them. They have become their ego. And the ego's ultimate goal is to destroy the host. Okay. So these people make decision and bad decision after bad decision. And instead of learning from, the calamities and the destruction that they cause with these bad decisions in their lives and in many other people's lives, instead of learning from it, and because the reason why they don't learn from it is because they never take accountability for what they do. Okay. And so you can't fix what you won't face. And they simply refuse to face um, the flaws within themselves that they could fix easily if they would acknowledge them and, do the necessary work to correct it. But they do not want to be corrected. Okay. And they refuse to pinpoint the problem. So if you have someone in your life who refuses to take accountability for what they do, okay, and they do horrible, they cause so much destruction, and they I don't know whether they are completely aware of the level of destruction, because I think that their emotional immaturity. I'm sorry, their emotional immaturity. Uh, it may be, that they're not even aware, because just like a child, if you were to give them, $100 bill, they're gonna tear it up. They're gonna slob all over it. They're gonna, it might end up out in the street somewhere, because they don't know the value of it. Okay, so um, they just don't know the value of, your feelings, and anything that you're offering them, your time, um, you know, basically your energy and your love, okay, your life force. They do not value it. So again, these are your pearls, and we do not want to cast them to the swine. Okay. So yeah, if if narcissists come in all, from all walks of life. So, but when you have one that has money, they are most definitely going to be using that to control the people around them. Okay. So people have narcissistic bosses who, will target one person at a job and pile all the work on them, and, just try to do all kinds of things to stress them out. Okay, because they don't like that person, because they're just being a narcissist. And what narcissists do is find a person to target, to dump all their internal garbage on, because they can't, bear to take it themselves. They're cowards. We all have to have our crosses to bear, and we have all bared those crosses. Okay. Um, and I use the word crosses simply because I know that a lot of people relate to that. I am not a cross bearing motherfucker. Okay. But y'all understand the gist. I know y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay. We all have a story. We've all been through things. Um, you know, and we all have to work through whatever we've been through in order to grow and to change and become better, stronger, and wiser. So, the narcissist, instead of doing that like the rest of us, they play the victim, and they blame other people for everything that has gone wrong in their lives, thereby giving away their power. Okay, giving away their power. And they don't realize how powerless that they render themselves by holding everyone else accountable for the actions that they obviously chose to take. No one can cause a person to react in a certain way. Okay. We are not responsible for their anger. We are not responsible for the actions they take when they get angry. We are not responsible for them not being able to control their emotions and their reactions to those emotions. Okay, that is not anybody else's responsibility. But a narcissist tends to blame the target of their rage and their hatred and all of that, which is nothing but more than projection, which is just another defense mechanism to again, get rid of the internal garbage that they refuse to work through. Okay, so them loading that onto another person. And it's usually the person who's trying to love them the most. It's usually the person that's closest to them. Okay. It's the person who has told them their secrets and trusted them with their heart. And they're going to take those secrets and they're going to use it to shatter your heart. Okay. They are swine. So don't go through too many episodes of having your heart shattered before you realize the value of your pearls. Okay. It reminds me of, because I remember my cousin. Okay, because I think about him now, because at the time I didn't know what, I didn't have a word for what he was, which was a narcissist. All of our lives, he's a little bit older than me. He's about 3 or 4 years older than me. Okay. And he was just so mean to us growing up, and we didn't know why. He would just do mean shit to us. Okay, I couldn't stand him. Okay, because one day I slapped fire out that ass too. Okay, because I'm not going to take too much abuse, before I'm going to explode and retaliate. Okay, because when you love yourself, You don't allow people to abuse you. Okay, so it's going to be a damn massacre in this bitch if you want to, get froggy. Okay, but of course he was stronger than me. I'm a little girl. I'm skinny. He would just slap. Okay, this is what. Okay, what's the story? Let me focus back on the story that I was telling y'all. But I slapped him one time because he had fell asleep, right? We were watching TV. He fell asleep, so I get the remote and change the channel. So he happens to be turning over and realizes that I changed the channel, and he slapped the shit out of me and expected me to just sit there and take it, okay? And I was probably about 12 or 13, you know what I'm saying? He was about 17. So he's all muscular and strong and I'm skinny and shit. But I was like, hell no, my spirit was like, hell to the motherfucking no. Okay, I'm not taking this, even though I was scared of his ass, okay? My spirit was like, hell no, okay? So he gonna slap me and then just lay back down like he thought he was gonna chill. I waited till I saw his ass close his eyes again. I threw my hand as far back as I could get it and smacked fire out that ass, okay, and took off running. And yes, he chased my ass into the bathroom and beat the shit out of me into the bathroom. Okay, but I don't care. I was so satisfied that I smacked the shit out of him. It didn't matter, motherfucker. I got you back. And I bet you're going to think twice before you smack me again, okay? And that's a story because y'all have to, you have to take that L sometimes. You have to take that L. But, don't allow someone to murder and break your spirit to the point where you don't even fight for yourself, okay, in whatever way that is. I'm not saying physically fight and shit like that, but you have to fight for your life, okay, because what they're trying to do is destroy you, okay. They're trying to destroy you. It's hard to hear because even in a relationship with a narcissist, they see everything as a competition. So if good things start to happen to you in your life, in your job, with your friendships, with your family, they're going to act a fool to try and ruin your good feelings, your good time. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all know what I'm saying. If you've been dealing with one, this is what they do. So just notice the pattern, okay? So yeah, but the story that I was going to tell y'all about this particular cousin was, I remember, and I heard another psychologist talk about this. Okay, that's what made me remember it, because the psychologist was talking about how a narcissist will do something exactly like what my cousin had done to me. Okay, we were in the pool. Okay, and I was around the same age. This was around that same time. He used to beat us all up and shit. I don't know why. And and a lot of us have hauled up and smacked the shit out of him too, because we are all, we all have this same spirit in us. Okay, we all have the same blood and DNA running through us, and ain't none of us no punks and shit. So even though we were smaller and younger and shit, some of us didn't care. We would snap and smack the shit out of his ass. Yeah, we would beat our asses beat. But anyway, now, okay, this particular time we were in the pool, and he just was taking me by my head, and like he would put me under the water. And I've seen people even do this as scenes in movies, okay, because narcissists like to be sadistic and to torture people. I don't even like being around people when I'm in the water. I like being free. I don't like nobody touching me. You know what I'm saying? I like to be free to just flow in the water. But here he come, and he takes my head and he's dunking me under the water, holding me under there, okay, to the point where I'm thinking I'm about to drown. And then he would bring me back up out of the water, where I could just, gasp a little bit of air, and then he would put me right back under. Okay, it was very scary. He's trying to act like he's playing, but it ain't. I'm not damn playing, and this shit ain't fucking funny. Okay, so he did that to me. I was traumatized, of course, crying, and he thinks the shit's funny. This is what he would do. He would torture us and beat our asses to get his, to laugh about the shit. Okay, so there were more of us than it was of him, because me and all my cousins grew up together like sisters and brothers. So we would always be together somewhere. One of our aunts, or one of our houses, or one of my uncles and aunts' houses together, because every week one of my mom or one of her brothers and sisters would have all the kids. Okay, so his ass was a little bit older than all the rest of us, so we would all be getting beat up and shit by his ass. Okay, so later on in his life, okay, because once I moved from Detroit to where I live now, I ended up, he was, at this time, he had a girlfriend, and she had 3 kids. And when I moved here, I stayed with them when I first came here for a while. I stayed with them for about 2-3 months. Okay. And I saw how he was in his relationship, which was an absolute narcissist. Okay. I mean, he didn't spend any time with the woman. He didn't talk with her. He didn't do nothing. Okay. And me and her ended up being close friends. We would go to the club. We would hang out. And eventually, and she ended up cheating on his ass. Okay. And normally because I was not raised around women who cheat. I didn't even really think women cheated. I thought men did all the cheating. Okay. So, but when she cheated, because normally when, a woman, I would see a woman do that, what I'm saying, and be promiscuous or, in any kind of way, I would have a judgment about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just me and my young mind at the time. When I saw her cheat on his ass, because the way I found her cheating on him, oh my God, she didn't tell me, okay? I saw her come home one day, and when she pulled up, it was nighttime, right? Because I would watch the kids. I would watch her kids sometimes at night, okay? And when she pulled up that night, I happened to be looking out the window. My intuition just be on point. Something told me to just keep looking. And so I was watching her. And when she got out of the car, and she was looking around and she didn't see me in the window because the lights were out. And when she got out of the car, why did a whole man get out of the back seat like he had been stooped down? He had been like ducked down in the back seat. And I knew who it was. It was a dude that lived across the street, okay? And he had a whole girlfriend and a whole house full of kids, about 5 kids and shit, right? And I was like, hell to the no, okay? And I never told her that I saw him or whatever, but I knew she was cheating on his ass, okay? But I understood why. Like, for the first time, I understood why a woman would cheat on a man. You don't spend any time with her. You don't talk to her. You know what I'm saying? She can't talk to you at all. You're impossible to get through to. You don't give her, the money that you should give her on the bills. You should be paying all of the bills, okay? But he would get his money and go put it in the bank and give her a little bit of money. And I remember her telling me that she had heard his mother, which is my aunt, tell him not to give her any of his money. So he followed what his mom said, and he didn't give her the money like he did, and he was treating her wrong and mistreating her, and she was a beautiful woman. He should have been treating her right if he wanted to keep her, because all the men wanted her, and he ended up losing her. Not only to the man that I seen get out the back seat, but he wasn't the one who ended up taking her from him. Okay, it was another older man who was very responsible as soon as he got with her, because when he got with her, he basically, I was still living with her, okay? She wanted me to stay. And because when they ended up breaking up, okay, he went through a lot. He went through crying over her. He went through calling her all kinds of bitches and hoes. He ended up getting smacked the shit out of by the new older man who came and actually started to take care of her, because I watched it. Okay. And I'm a young girl. I was like 19 at the time. I saw this older man come in and absolutely improve her life. Okay. When he was there, she was just struggling. It was like she didn't even have a man. Okay. He would always be in his room or out playing basketball or with his friends. And one of the dude that got out of her back seat, he was one of the guys that he would be playing basketball with. Okay. This is how scandalous things, can get when you're not fulfilling your role. Okay. As a provider and a protector. Okay. There's always other men waiting. You know what I'm saying? Waiting to try to slide into your place, who would be happy to pay that woman's bills. He came in, the new man came in. All of a sudden, she had a new car. She was from Chicago. He took her to Chicago to see all of her family. They had all new clothes. They had furniture. It wasn't all out the blue, because he wasn't a baller. He was just a regular working man, working class, responsible older man. You know what I'm saying? He improved her life. I saw her life take a total 360. And he was the one who smacked the shit out of my cousin, because he kept coming around. He was obsessed, okay? Because that's what narcissists do. They keep trying to get you back, even though they didn't treat you right when they had you. Because the only reason they want you is for their punching bag, to dump their internal garbage on. And they think that if you agree with everything that they do, that means that you love them, okay? What they want is for you to put up with all their bullshit, okay? All their lies, all their, shit that don't make no sense. Their stories don't make any sense. They want you to put up with it. They don't want you to question anything. They want you to love them unconditionally, okay? And they want to control and disrespect you. They want you to accept everything that they do to you and never complain. And in return, you get absolutely nothing. Okay? Nothing. And you're supposed to be happy with that. Okay? You're supposed to keep coming back and praising them and telling them how wonderful they are. And you can never, ever correct them on anything. Or you might just lose your life. Okay? They are immature. They are 5-year olds. Okay? Having in 40, 50, and 60-year-old bodies sometimes having tantrums like a child. They will tear up your house. They will embarrass you in public. They don't give a damn about anything. Uh they have no control. They have no impulse control. They will drive 80 miles an hour down a residential street if they're angry because their emotions control them. They don't control their emotions. Their emotions control them. Okay. And the reason why they 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 study people to try to trigger your emotions and the way that you feel is because they think that your emotions control you the way that theirs control them. And this is why they go for your emotions and they push those buttons. Okay. So somebody's trying to call me, you guys. So I'm not going to be on here too much longer, but I wanted to come on here and just talk about the sadistic nature of these people. Okay. And but they're bullies. Okay. So they will, once they have become an adult, the taking the candy or the toy from the baby, um, it transforms. Okay, it evolves into them taking away things like their companionship, their attention. They will give you the silent treatment. They'll take away their financial support. They'll take away anything that they have given you. If they've bought you a house, they will put your ass out of it. If they've bought you jewelry, they will take it back. If they've bought you a car, they will take it back. It's the same thing as holding you under the water and then letting you out and take a grasp of breath, because what they want to do is have you feeling desperate and destitute and at this great sense of loss, and you don't have anything, and then they want to come back and be the one to rescue you. So say they gave you everything, and say they bought you a car and they took away the car and they took away all the money that they were giving you and all of that. Then you're desperate because you're like, oh my God, I need my stuff, and you're in shock because you don't know what's happening. And, if you're weak and you're playing into this, you're going to be willing to do almost anything to get back to your status where you were. And so what they're going to do is they're not going to give you the car all the way back. They're going to do something like say, well, I'll let you drive it. They're going to ration it out, okay, because they're enjoying watching you grovel. They're enjoying, watching you, stress and struggle and worry. They're enjoying watching you belittle yourself and degrade yourself. Okay, they are sadistic and they are bullies by nature. Okay, so understand this. Okay, so understand this, especially the empaths. Understand that, you know, to any normal human being who actually has emotions and their emotions are intact and healthy, you can appeal to their emotions. You can appeal to their compassionate side. Um, you can just forget trying to do that with a narcissist. Okay, they do not care about your tears. You can cry a river and they still ain't gonna give a damn. Okay, they don't give two shits about your tears. Okay, they swim in your tears and they add sugar to it and drink it for their breakfast beverage. Okay, they love your tears. So don't give them, I know you're gonna cry, I know it's going to hurt, but the strongest thing that you can do for yourself is not give them that reaction. Leave, get away from in front of them, and then go home and cry. Cry to your God, okay? And get comfort from your God. Quit trying to explain to them how hurt you are by what they've done, because they already know this. That was why they did it, okay? They don't care. They are the devil in disguise, no matter how good they look or act, okay, at times. Ultimately, do their actions make you feel loved, protected, provided for? Because this is what a man is supposed to be doing for you, okay? You know, if they're trying to escape their duties as a provider, they're trying to escape their adult responsibilities, you know, and they're trying to do all of those things. These are very characteristic of a narcissist. And they still want you to praise them, though. They want you to respect them as a man, even though they're not doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. They want to do a little bit, you know, they want to do partial. They want to do, you know, like I said, they want to let you drive the car, but not actually give you the car, but you're supposed to feel like the car is yours. You know what I'm saying? They want to let you live in the house, but it's not really your house. Your name is not on the deed. When they get mad, they're going to put your ass out. Okay, they want to still stay in the position of power to embarrass and humiliate you should the need arise. Okay, and the need will arise whether you've done anything to deserve it or not. So please do not cast your pearls to pigs. Okay, you know, they want you to forget that you have been emotionally traumatized. If they've been cussing you out and demeaning you and insulting you within the last week, the last 2 weeks, and then they wonder why you don't want to have sex with them, why you don't feel sexual, why you not loving all on them. Okay, as if you've forgotten that you've been emotionally traumatized. They are bullies. They are sadistic in nature. Some narcissist men even rape their wives, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, they feel entitled. They own you. Even after 12 years, they own you. They come back. They think that you belong to them, and the only reason they want to own you is once again to dump their internal garbage on you in whatever way and form that manifests itself. If it's beating your ass, if it's raping you, if it's verbally abusing you, if it's physically abusing you, it is breaking your spirit. That is the goal. And I'm gonna ask you guys, and I'm asking you to please guard your hearts, guard your minds, because they do all sorts of things to destroy the integrity of those things. Okay, so only a narcissist would enjoy taking candy from a baby. Okay, and so understand that we live in a narcissistic society, and we have whole races of people that are narcissistic in nature, jealous hearted in nature, hateful by nature, devils by nature. Okay, whole cultures of people who are devils by nature. Okay, in every race, but cultures of people. Okay, um, communities of people who are sadistic and evil in nature, lacking of compassion, okay, lacking of basic human nature, because he who is without compassion is without God. Okay, God is that which we call love. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not speaking of the God that they selling in the churches. Okay, I'm speaking of the God that propels you to want to do right by other people, that propels you to want to help and heal other people, that propels you to give a fuck about what other people think and what they feel, what other people go through. Okay, so let me read some of your comments. Hey Jeanette, hey everybody. I didn't even, my eyes have been closed, you guys. When I come in here and I'm doing this, I'm channeling. Okay, so you're hearing from several different spirits, whether you know it or not. And I'm channeling my ancestors. I'm channeling my Godhead, which is my mama Oshun. Okay, my father Obatala. Okay, I'm open. Odalumare. Um, you know what I'm saying? I have several spirits that speak through me. Okay, and the more that you guys get to know me, the more that you will begin to recognize these spirits. Okay, Oshun is always the one who is giggling and laughing and joyful. Okay. So I'm going to try to help y'all. And when I am angry, you're mostly hearing from Kali. Okay. Kali Ma. Okay. So I'm going to try to help you because people, you hear people talk about their spirits, but if they cannot name their spirits, and of course I'm not going to give you all the names of my spirits, but these are spirits that are well known that you all share with me. Okay. Um, Oshun is universal. Okay, Kali is universal, whether you know it or not. They would say it's a Hindu deity. It's a a Nigerian, an African deity. Yes, but she is universal. Okay, Oshun is even spoken of in the Bible by the name of wisdom. Okay, so as we go further down this path, I'm going to bring you guys in as close as I can bring you. Okay. If you would like to get even closer and, some of my private videos and classes going forward, I will put my Subscribe Star link in the description, and you can subscribe to me, and you can get the private information, the private materials. Okay. And I have some really good stuff coming up because the Michael Chronicles, Michael was one of my most magical teachers. I'm going to put that whole entire series on my Subscribe Star. It will not be on YouTube, okay? And Michael was one of my teachers. I've spoken of him often. For those who've been following me, I've seen Michael make it rain. I've seen him put himself in three places at once. He has played me like an instrument by putting his hand on my back, and it just there's been a lot. Okay, so I've experienced a lot with my teacher. And I'm going to share some of that and eventually try to get a hold of Michael and actually bring him on. Okay, so if you want to take part in that, if you want to be able to access the ingredients of the day, and the everything that I have coming up, it will be on Subscribe Star, all of the private materials. Okay. If you want to make a donation to the Oracle, I will put my PayPal me link in the description box. And I still have the Tupac reading coming up about the rape case on Badass Tarot too. Okay. So I will put all of those links in the description box. And let me check out some of the comments, you guys, before I go. I'm glad that you guys are feeling this. I'm glad that you guys are getting something from it. That I'm connecting with you guys, because that's why I came on here. That's why I do what I do. And so, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate the feedback. Um, Yeah, Amanda, the thing about the birthdays and not being able to enjoy it, that's what they do. They mess up if they and what you learn to do is you learn to hide all of your good shit from them, because they, when they know something good is coming up, a holiday, a celebration, they are most definitely going to try to fuck it up. Okay, because they can't rise above a certain level of joy for themselves, and they can't stand to see other people rise, beyond where they are. So they try to pull everybody down. So when we know this and you start to notice these patterns, you learn how to take precautions to keep it from happening. You don't even tell them that the shit is coming up. You find a way for them not to be there. You know what I'm saying? You find ways to work around it. If you have not, been able to go completely no contact, which is the ultimate answer to dealing with a narcissist, if in fact they are not making any efforts to change, any visible efforts to change, because every narcissist will say, I know I need to work on some stuff, but they, you need to see them actually doing the work to work on it. Okay. So Amanda, tune in, if you want to talk to me on a more personal level, you can definitely hit me up at badasswitches@gmail.com. Okay. And I'm definitely open for that. A narcissist, it's very, like I said, somebody asked me that question. They asked me, can a narcissist change? And just about every narcissist at hope, and I would say there's about a 1% chance, because again, the way that their disorder is set up is, they they push away and they fight and they hurt and they destroy every teacher that is sent to try to help them, okay, to facilitate their growth. They simply are not interested in growing. And so you'll notice that, most narcissists, they are very immature for their ages because all of their lives they have been running away from the lessons that they needed to complete in order to, get to the next level of maturity. Okay, so their disorder is set up in a way that they reject every teaching module that comes their way, whether it's the form of a person, anything. They just don't pay attention to things. Um, you can try to, show them a video about narcissism on YouTube. They are not going to pay attention. They're going to be on their phone. They'll be looking everywhere else. They got to pee. They got to go to the store. They got to do everything. They just simply are not interested in understanding. And, it just becomes the person that is investing all of their energy and time in trying to do this usually ends up spent. They end up aging, much quicker than they should be. You become physically ill, worn down, emotionally, mentally. It's just, it's not. I have yet to see the human being who has been able to effectively um, help a narcissist change. They have to decide, um, within themselves that they want to change. They have to acknowledge that there is a need for the change. And this is what they absolutely refuse to do. It's the nature of their disorder to, to reject, everything good that's coming to them. This is why there is a level of demonic possession involved with narcissism. And anyone who's ever seen a narc go into rage simply by being, checked on, an untruth that they are telling, okay, being checked on something that doesn't make sense that they're trying to get you to, agree with them on. The rage that they go into, you have to know that that is not your loved one, okay? So these people are beyond help. The most that you can do is try to intercess in prayer for them, that they will um, recognize their ways. What I do with narcissists is I try to make them aware of their ways. So when they go into this rage and they start acting crazy, the best thing you can do is not respond and allow them to have the floor, because eventually they will hear themselves. If you don't chime in, they will begin to hear themselves because no one else is speaking. They are yelling. Okay, so eventually they will hear themselves insisting that you are yelling, but they only hear their voice. Okay, so the best thing that you can do is not to react, but it's very hard because they practice pushing your buttons. They practice triggering you emotionally. Okay, so it is possible, but what is required is that they have to acknowledge the need for the change and they have to desire to change. Um, so what tell people to look for is their actual efforts to make the changes. The next time they feel their temper rising, the next time their anger or any emotion that they have is about to take control, do you see them trying to take control of the emotion instead of allowing the emotion to take control of them? Because what I've noticed with narcissists is that even when no one is yelling along with them, they work themselves up. They will continue going over and over the same thing until the anger level is risen to the point where it has consumed them and now they're out of control. They do this themselves, but they will say that you made them do it, even though you haven't spoken a word, because a person who has been dealing with a narcissist for a long enough amount of time, they have learned, they have been trained to just shut the hell up, don't say nothing. And even though you're not saying anything, they will work themselves up to a level of anger that is out of control. It's unacceptable. It is unbearable, especially for an empath. It will make you sick. Okay, it will make you physically ill. It will send an empath into a panic attack. It will send an empath into a deep depression. Okay. It will drive someone absolutely insane. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Okay, a lot of women who have been the wives of narcissistic men have ended up losing their minds, Okay, terms like crazy making and gaslighting are narcissistic terms for a reason. Okay, these people will absolutely drive you insane. Okay. And when I think about that, I'm before I go, I'm going to shout out to Mother Wisdom Tree because she did an amazing narcissism video tonight about the narcissistic man. Okay, so y'all should go over there and check out her narcissism video as well because I know a lot of you guys will relate to what she was speaking on tonight too. Okay, so shout out to Mother Wisdom Tree for jumping on board with this healing because as y'all if any of you don't have not seen my dream, my prophetic dream about the time of change and the great fire, I would suggest that you go and watch those videos because again, I spoke about these people being possessed in those dreams a long time ago, and the people that I spoke of being possessed in subliminal ways and not knowing that they were possessed are these narcissistic people. Okay, the narcissistic people are the possessed people that I was describing. And again, like I said, narcissism, there are whole communities of people who are sadistic and not narcissistic in nature. There are whole races of people that are narcissistic, okay, and demonic in nature, okay. So just pay attention to the traits of narcissism and ask yourself, can you apply these traits to certain communities, to certain cultures? Because you most definitely can. We live in a narcissistic society, okay. Um, so I want to talk about one, before I go, one last thing. I gotta call this person back. But one thing I noticed, okay, when I speak about the communities of people and the cultures of people who are sadistic in nature, and I noticed the things that I've been going through with my hater, and I know a lot of y'all know who my hater and what my hater is. Um, and I was watching T.S. Madison and Kaya. And I don't know if y'all know, because I wasn't watching them. Like I've never really watched their show. I just see a lot of drama going on between them on YouTube. Okay, and so I checked into a couple of their videos, and I really like Kaya. I didn't know that she was when I first, because I knew who she was from the song. Okay, My Neck, My Back, and I did not know that she was a daughter of Oshun. And when somebody first told me that, I'm like, she ain't no daughter of Oshun. But when I actually went and I actually paid attention to her, it was undeniable. She is Omo Oshun. Okay. But anyway, so I like Kaya. Okay, I liked T.S. Madison too. I thought I did. Okay, but now that I see that they're feuding, what I noticed was the same type of behavior that I'm getting from my hater, okay, from that whole community, okay. Um, when they went live, okay, it's a jealousy. It's so like this jealous hearted, evil ass sadistic nature, okay. Um, because you cannot compete. Okay, what had happened was they were both they had their little, they used to have a show together, and then they fell out, and then they both have their own shows, okay, on their own live channels, okay. So this one particular night they both were going live at the same time, so it was like a competition, okay. I don't think Kaya was even trying to compete. She was just doing her. But these other people, I feel like they were just always in competition mode, because what happened was they both started their live streams around the same time, and Kaya had gotten about 5 minutes into beginning her live stream, and she was on Instagram because they had already flagged her Facebook, her YouTube live stream down. Okay. Like I have been flagged off many of my channels, okay, because of jealous ass people who can't stand to see you speaking truth when they over there jibber jabbering and eating and hating and having road rage and on bullshit. Okay, you're not teaching anything, so you want to take down the truth and the venom that other real witches are speaking, because of witch. The word witch literally means wise woman. So if you're not wise and you don't respect and you don't harness and you're not creating through that feminine nature, that feminine energy, then you are not a witch, okay? And these people are jealous. So Kaya gets about 5 minutes into her live stream, starting it up and everything, and her entire Instagram account gets deleted, okay, in the middle of starting her live stream. But of course the other person's live stream goes on, okay, and this is their method of fighting and trying to win. They don't, you know, they want you completely out of the way and they wish to replace you. Okay, so understand that there are entire communities and entire cultures of people who operate from this premise. Okay, and just pay attention, okay, and stay woke, my people. So I'm not gonna go stay keep y'all all night. I've been on here longer than I actually thought I was. I do appreciate everybody for coming. I appreciate the feedback. If anybody would like to contact me personally, definitely you can hit me up at badasswitches with an EZ at gmail.com, and all of the links to some of my other channels and stuff, other locations on the internet. I'll put in the description box, okay? And definitely go and subscribe to Badass Tarot too, because I will be doing the Tupac reading on the rape case. And just stay tuned to everything, you guys. I'm just going as my spirits move me, okay? This is why I haven't done that reading yet. I do have it in my heart to do. I thought that I was going to do it before now, but I have to wait till my spirits move me. So just go and subscribe to Badass Hero 2, and it's coming up soon, okay? And again, thank everybody for coming by. I appreciate you guys. I won't stay away long. I appreciate y'all sharing this journey with me, and understand that I'm never speaking from a place of superiority, okay? I'm walking beside you guys as your equal, okay? So until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean, and do what y'all got to do to make shit happen. Peace. Listen long enough, you can love me. Reach is yours, you can hold me. Even let you undress one of me. Say that you want you